All right, so these are the incredible pumpkins we're making. So we're gonna start with those dollar store orange nasty things, and then they're gonna turn out just like this. So I actually had some dollar store pumpkins left over from last year. If you've watched my thrifting video, you'll see that I had them and I didn't know what to do with them. So I decided to recover them, and the reason why I'm painting them is because the orange obviously is super bright and it really shines through. If there's any, like in my sweater tutorial, you can see that I should have probably done 2 coats. I was just really impatient and I wanted to have some instant gratification. So I only did 1 coat of the Waverly chalk paint, which I've seen all over the internet doing DIY projects, and it is as amazing as they say it is. So I love it, and I should have done an extra coat. It was late last night when I was doing this, but I would just encourage you to paint whatever you need to paint and then go back and just give everything a touch up before you start working on the actual projects. It does seem kind of like an unnecessary step, but it is actually very necessary. Otherwise, it just looks like garbage. So I continued on, and I did not paint the stems. You could also paint the stems. You can see those over there on the left. Next step is to cut a hole in the top and the bottom. This was my first one. I probably would have gone a little bit smaller than that. About quarter size is the perfect amount. I also just poked a hole in this one, and you'll see later I go back and cut it open. So you're going to take your sweater. I got this at the thrift store for $2.50. And what you're going to do is just cut off the sleeve. And this is so awesome. You just put it in there. It's super easy. And it turns out really, really cute. But as you can see a little bit of the orange in there, but I was just going for it, so I did. And then you just want to make sure that you can put all the fabric down into that little hole area. And then the thing is you want to start with a smaller hole and then go bigger. So make sure you have enough fabric to cover, and then you're just going to snip off the excess fabric. I need a new pair of scissors. These were just garbage. So that's on my list. And then what you're going to do is you're going to hot glue your fabric to your pumpkin. And again, my hole was too small there, and you can see that orange poking through. It once I had everything on it, it didn't bother me as much. But so then you're gonna go through, and man, I burned myself a whole bunch. So let me encourage you to either use low temp glue or hot glue gun, or just be really careful. You'll see many times in this video when I burnt myself, and it wasn't too bad, but it hurt. So now you're just gonna put hot glue around the edge, and it's so simple. And literally I had these pumpkins hanging around the house. I didn't quite know what I was gonna do with them, and I'm super happy. I thought about putting that back on there. In the end, you'll see I didn't do that. I kept it off. But so then you're just gonna tuck your fabric in. I like to have the little pleats. I thought that those were really cute. And again, it is really, oh, now I'm gonna do the stem here. So I'm trying to decide, do I want to do that kind of a stem, or do I want to do the jute? I got this at the Dollar Tree, and so what I decided was, well, first I I did the little grooves in the pumpkin, and you're gonna just hot glue it on the top and then go all the way down to the bottom. The longer you wait in between, it'll be easier. And then make sure you pull your, as you can see, I did not wait long enough there. Pull your jute string or your twine, pull it tight so that it's nice and snug on there and it's not loose. But it really defines the pumpkin, and it's that fun farmhouse rustic look. So I really love how this one turned out. I decided to hold it. I held it down with the scissors instead of my finger because I was just burning myself. Oh, got a new pair of scissors. Look at that. So here we are. I've done a bunch of the twine already, and you just keep working your way around, and super fun. I really, really love this project. There are tons of ways that you could do a stem. I was thinking about just doing a jute stem, and then I remembered I had picked up some sticks off the side of the road, and I just decided to use that. I don't have any trees at my house, but I found some trees that had lots of limbs on the ground on the side of the road, and so I just grabbed a couple, and I think that that is just so cute. I love it. Okay, so we're moving on. Just little plastic pumpkin I picked up at the thrift store. I gave it a little coat of white paint. You can tell I'm painting a lot. Look at all my white stuff that I just went crazy on. Again, this one I was going to put some sheer fabric on, so I decided that it needed to be painted because I did not want the orange showing through. I just did a quick coat of the white Waverly chalk paint. I got it at Walmart. I think it was $6, and so this shirt was half off, so this was $2.50. I got a bunch of different gingham prints, buffalo plaid, and that gray sweater, and I kind of just picked out the palette all together so that it would match. So as you can see here, I'm just doing a rough measure of the fabric, and then I'm just gonna snip it. You don't have to be precise. I literally, you can see I'm just doing it really quick. I do recommend cutting off the hem of the shirt so you don't have any bulk left over. This is a really, really sheer, thin fabric. So just the hem kind of, and then make sure you have some excess. I kind of cut it a little short there. And we're gonna also cut off the top, cut a hole in the top, of this little tiny pumpkin. I think this pumpkin cost me 50 cents. And I think this was like my absolute favorite one that I did last night. All you're gonna do, super easy, hot glue, pop it on there. Now that is hot glue, so you gotta just be careful. And then we're just gonna wrap it around, hot glue it again, and then we are going to tuck in the top and the bottom into that little hole. Make sure the hole is not too big because the fabric kind of holds itself in there with just a little dot of hot glue. So we're gonna hit the other end there, pull it tight, and then we're just gonna tuck the fabric in. I love how this little one turned out. This was like my favorite. I am so gonna go get some more little pumpkins to cover because I love the little pops of gingham around the house. I love that they're not orange anymore. That's really fun because I I'm really tired of the orange. So you can do any color though, and any theme that you wanted to. So if you want to do all whites, different textures, all black, different textures, all blue, whatever you want to do. And then I had this other stick that the end of the stick that I wanted to use, and I just used pliers that have like a wire cutter on it, and I just pop and shoved it in there with some hot glue. And seriously, it's so cute. Oh, I guess I used the other one. I just love the way that this one turned out. I mean, how cute is that? So I have this one up in my bathroom. I thought it was so cute. So this is the next one. Now, you probably wouldn't have to paint if your fabric was thick enough. This fabric was thick enough, so I probably didn't have to paint it, but I did anyway. Now this fabric was stretchy, and so when you're looking for fabrics at the thrift store, I was at the thrift store and I kind of got this idea for these shirt covered pumpkins. And so, you know, you could just buy fabric, but I loved that this had some stretch in it. It really, it was really simple, and it helps that there's some stretch in the fabric. So again, you're just gonna roll your pumpkin up to measure. You wanna make sure that you have some excess just in case you need to get all the way around your pumpkin, or you can't recut it. So measure twice, cut once, I think is what they say. And I just popped off the buttons, and I left the the finished edge, and I used that for the outside of the pumpkin. It really didn't matter. It could have been either way. Again, we're gonna cut open the top. This one is an old glitter pumpkin. I think I probably had this pumpkin for, I don't know, maybe 10 years, maybe less. I don't know. I think I picked it up at Target or something a long time ago. But again, I'm so done with the orange right now. So this was when I pulled out, if you watched my my last fall thrifting video, I went through all my old fall stuff, and I decided what to keep, what I could make over. And so this is one of those things that was in my stash for a while. So the shirt did cost me $5, but I really wanted that black and white buffalo gingham pattern. So and I didn't have it at my local Walmart, and I was really impatient. I saw this shirt and I said, I can make a pumpkin out of that. So the shirt was $5. I'll probably get I don't know, I'll have to count up how many pumpkins I get out of it. But again, so we're just doing the top and the bottom. We're gonna do a little hot glue, and you can see I'm making these all the same way. Just a little hot glue, and then I burnt myself there. And then I found that if you glue the top into the hole right away, and the bottom right away, you have something to work with. And because this one's bigger and different fabric, I really liked kind of folding and gluing around the top. And I really liked the covered edge, the finished edge on the edge of my pumpkin. So I experimented a little bit. You could stretch it, you could not stretch it. It just depends on what you want to do. I think I ended up stretching it a bit to make it nice and tight, and then I just held it on there while it dried. Now that hot glue is going to dry clear, so it's fine. It's not going to be dark like that. I'm just holding it, and then it's kind of like origami. You're going to fold a little bit, and then you're going to push it down into the hole, and then you're going to pop some hot glue in there. And I just love that folded look. I felt like it was just so cute. I can't decide which one's my favorite. I really like this one too. And so you're just going to hold it in there. You're going to do a little hot glue, and then you're going to go to the next one. But the folding instead of bunching, I felt like it made it lay a little bit better. Here I'm just waiting. Oh, I really love crafting. It's super fun. Then you're just gonna flip it over to the other side. So we're almost done with this one. You can see it doesn't take very long. So again, you're gonna put a little hot glue in there, and then you're gonna fold, hold it down and then fold. And then you go to the next one. Ooh, burned myself there. I don't have any blisters, so that's good. And then, yeah, you're just gonna work your way around. The key is to making it nice and tight. Again, the stretchy fabric really helps with that. So, isn't this just the cutest pumpkin? I love it so much. So I would guess that this pumpkin cost me about, I don't know, maybe $1 to make. You certainly could use a dollar store. I think the hardest part was getting that fabric to stay down in the hole. So now I decided to use this thicker rope, I guess natural rope, and I wanted to have two loops because I wanted it to be able to hold like a card or something. And if I wanted to say like grateful or something like that, I wanted to have two. And so I just glued the bottoms together. And again, you're just eyeballing this. It's not precise, you're just eyeballing it. And then you're just gonna hot glue the bottoms together like that. And I just kind of built it up. And I added my other rope to that. And you can see here, I'm just kind of fiddling with it, trying to get it to stay. And then I thought, oh, I'm gonna wrap the bottom with this other twine to kind of bring all of the pumpkins together. So if there's a little bit of twine or something natural on each pumpkin, I felt like it would kind of help them be cohesive around the house for this year. So I just wrapped it, and then I hot glued a little bit, wrapped it, hot glue, wrapped it, until I thought that it was secure but also cute. So that, and then I just popped a little bit of more hot glue on there. I felt like this brought in that same twine element to this pumpkin as the first one that I did. And I used some of this rope and twine on all of them. So, and then you just put some hot glue down into the hole, and then you're going to put your stem in there, and then voila, there you go. You got another pumpkin. Thank you so much for watching my DIY fall pumpkin video. I love crafting, and I am really excited about sharing more fall crafts with you. If you really like this video and you want to see more crafts, would you please comment below, like this video, or subscribe to my channel so that I know what you want to see in the future. So here's to crafting, and have a fun day. Bye.